Welcome back, world. It's your boy Scribble. It's my partner Pun.
Your boy Pun.
And you're back with us with another episode of Elephant Room, the podcast, man.
Yes, indeed.
We got
man.
a special one for him today, people.
Oh yeah, man. I'm excited about this.
I'm excited about this one too, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's been a long time coming, man. We
Yeah.
want to touch the topic of such for a long time,
Right.
And bring somebody that was of ultimate value to bless us with their presence on the show and expand on the conversation too, man. So I think we hit the nail on the head, bro.
I do as well.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of like the vision of the Elephant Room when we brought it to.
Yeah, we first started talking.
To the platform. I believe our intentions were to put out things like as such, you know, and I'm excited about it, man. And I was able to meet your friend, now my friend, for a brief moment before we started shooting, and I'm excited, man.
I'm excited too, man.
Awesome person, and hey, I'll let you introduce.
Hey, man, world. Hey, y'all tuned in, man. We finna bless y'all with the presence of somebody that's been real instrumental to me as an individual. And to all of those that she's touched too. A real dear friend of mine, longtime friend. I think we were talking today, Pete, like we realized it's damn near 20 years, bro.
What?
It's either she getting old or I'm getting old. It can't be one or the other though. But my friend, Sarah Villery, pleasure to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Really appreciate
you having your own, man.
Thank you.
This is a first for us. Mm-hmm. The first female.
Yep.
That's awesome, man.
It is
really awesome.
It is.
20 years of knowing each other.
That's
and P, she a jack of all trades, bro.
What?
When I tell you a jack of all trades, bro, like 20 years ago, like she was running and still currently running express billing.
Correct.
She does medical billing. Also a model.
Correct.
A actress. You know what I mean? So she really tearing the game up, man.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm proud.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been good. I'm in a good place now.
Come on.
I'm in a really good place. I am an ambassador for a few brands. I've been on several commercials, print work. Still being, how can I say, blessed today. I'm just really grateful for what God has done for my life at this point.
Amen to that.
That's awesome.
Me and my daughter was watching TV the other day, and I caught the tail end of a commercial, and I see her ass on the commercial, bro. She was some medical commercial, medicine commercial, whatever. And I see her in the back of the commercial. I'm like, I say, Chop, that's Daddy Fred. She's like, no, that's not.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So you've been busy lately.
Yes, I have. I have a few things that are coming up. Yes. I am an ambassador for Kina Bella, which is based out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay,
it is a luxury loungewear that you can wear in the house, or you can take it to dinner, put your heels on, dress it up.
Okay.
So it depends on what you're feeling at that point.
Yeah.
So I am the brand ambassador for this brand, and I'm bringing a pop-up shop to Houston.
Come on.
The designer's coming, and we're going to be in Sugarland at Mod Chic June 3rd.
June 3rd, everybody, mark your
Awesome,
calendars, man. Y'all tune in, ladies. I know y'all love to be cute and comfortable. Holla at Sarah for the line. She gonna put you down. Yeah. Hey, I think that's dope. That really worked for you. I've always seen you as a very in the know from a fashion sense type of gal, and seeing your interest and passion for that evolve to something that's monetized as well. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
How are you able to capitalize on opportunities like that, seeing that you have so much on your plate?
It's crazy how Instagram works. I'm just being me.
Yeah.
I'm just doing what I love. I love just putting content out there, fashion or just speaking, whatever. And this lady came to me through someone else that I met at Fashion Week in New York when I was watching my son. And he was like, I got a good brand for you that I'm going to connect you with. I was like, really? He goes, yes, I remember you from the year before. And I was like, okay. Came back home and introduced me to her, and it's been like this going on. It's going on a year now. So it's been a great adventure. It's I'm able to see the ins and outs of what she does, how she designs. She just came back from India, and she's designed her own print. So that's going to be at the pop-up. So
that's the main reason you come out.
Yes. So you never know who you'll come across when you put yourself out there for the world to see.
Point and I have talked about that very thing a time or two on the show, is being willing and brave enough to put yourself in the position to play in whatever arena that it is. You know, sometimes we are defeated before we even know it because we don't give ourselves that opportunity. So seeing that, you know, a woman of true grit and determination, you've put yourself in a position, not knowing what the outcome is going to be, but it being real good favor, you know what I'm saying, just because you stay this course, you know what I mean?
I have another event that's coming up, and Houston got to get ready.
Come on, let the people know.
Juneteenth weekend.
You calling the people out.
Yes, Juneteenth weekend, HBCU block party.
Come on.
Yes. And then not necessarily you have to be, you know, a graduate of HBCU, but it is us coming together celebrating us, because this is where it all started. So we're going to make it like a mini Essence, you know.
A mini Essence to their skill.
Yes, that's the goal. That's the goal. So yes, it's coming this June, 16th through the 18th of June. So I'm looking for everybody to come out. I mean, it's going to be nice. The more that participate, it's going to be really good. So.
It look like we have some events to look up forward to.
I'm trying to be in the place. I'm going to tell them I know Sarah.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them I know Sarah, man.
So we personalities. We know Sarah.
Right. We here with the
people.
Absolutely, man.
That's
yes. And just so... you know, I do conferences, because my ministry as well is Fasting and Prayer Revolution. And before COVID, I did a conference that hit on domestic violence and mental health. So coming this September, since this COVID is, you know, dwindled away, you know, we're going to put on a conference again. And that is something that is true and dear to my heart, because I am a survivor of domestic violence. I have gone through the mental things, that the PTSD, everything that's associated with it. So it is something that needs to be put out there for men and women, and breaking the silence of it, because we're so scared to say something. You have to be vocal about it, and there are many people that can't survive like myself, and there are many others that don't. And it's heartbreaking, but there has to be some kind of end to it.
No, I think it's you know, God works in mysterious ways. And organically, this opportunity for us to be together came to reality. But it even goes one step further than that. Not knowing what you had going on in September, I approached Sarah, you know, after our conversations, like, man, I think I got the perfect individual that would be willing to speak to this. And I'm sure at that time that we initially talked, this September deal wasn't even scheduled. So to see that, you know, we have her here, her being an advocate, actually putting on an event to bring awareness to the people of domestic violence, and that being our topic today, man, I think it's a picture perfect opportunity for us to capitalize on that conversation today.
Man, I totally agree. When you first brought it to my attention, I was like, oh man, that's elephant room.
Yeah, that's the material.
That's the material. That's the content. That's what it's all about. You know, bringing attention to things that need to be brought to. So, man, I'm excited about the show. I'm excited for those who need to hear it. You know, to hear this. This episode, and I'm sure that it will bless many.
Plenty.
Yeah.
Many and plenty.
Many and plenty.
Sarah, I wanted to tell you this directly. We've had plenty of conversations over the years in regards to, why we're here to have this conversation. I wanted to thank you before we even dove into it for feeling comfortable enough not only to have this conversation with me, have the conversation with my brother-in-law, and knowing that the eyes and ears of the world will be seeing this too. That really means a lot. I really don't know where to start. If you want to just kind of give the people an understanding of what your experience was, the depth of these experiences, I think we can really start to guide the conversation and help those that may be in need.
Yeah. So many people would say, when it comes to domestic violence, they have their opinion about, well, if it was me, I would do this. If it was me, I would do that. It is like I would say a silent killer because it's subtle. Things don't just happen, bam, all of a sudden. It is just something that just gradually happens and you basically get sucked into it. I know with me, I never thought that I would be in a situation for 7 years of pure hell for me. From the physical abuse, emotional abuse, the mental, the sexual, financial, everything. Just that one incident had me to where I felt like I wasn't worth anything. And that's not how I was raised. That's not how I was brought up. And I was so afraid to leave because he would threaten me if I left, he would kill my family. He was in a gang. He was a D-boy. He had everything looking like it was great. I was just working in a bank. Just my normal everyday thing came across him and he made it look so good. And step one, he was like, I need you to quit your job. I was about to be a branch manager. And that was one of my goals because I wanted to be higher up in the banking industry. He was like, I need you to quit your job. We got to do this business. I need you to learn this. And I'm just like, okay.
You being committed to the situation.
Right,
the relationship.
right.
Like, let me support it.
Yeah. And it just started from there. And the next thing, I'm having to compete with other females. I'm having to compete with family members. I'm having to be moved around, not my family not knowing where I was going. My family didn't know phone numbers changed and they couldn't get a hold of me. It was like, you over here, this is what I need you to do, and this is what you're gonna do. Yeah. And whether I agree or not, it depended on his mood, how he reacted to me.
You had mentioned something a few seconds ago, and not only did you mention the physical, the mental, and the verbal abuse. Mm-hmm. You mentioned the financial abuse, mm-hmm. and the sexual abuse. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot. It sounds like a real attempt to really isolate, right?
Yeah.
And create a dependency. Mm-hmm. I don't typically think of financial abuse when I think of any type of domestic violence. But I can see in a situation like that where, you're asked to leave your job in favor of something mm-hmm. else that's totally outside of your own personal interest. Right?
So for my instance, I had to do billing for the service that he provided, the business that he provided. My skills that I learned, I had to teach myself, but that brought money into the business that came in, but asked me if I had any access to it. None. We had the cars, we had this, we had that, we had the house, we had the furs, we had whatever, but I had to have my own supervisor pick me up to work to take me to work.
Get out of here.
I couldn't drive myself. Couldn't do anything. So that's what I mean by financial. They make it look so good, but you stuck. I mean, if I was to leave, I didn't have anything. But yet and still I'm making the money come in, No, you this is what you're supposed to do, and that's it.
You said, mentioned the number changes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in today's day and age where we're so dependent on these, right? We don't know nobody's number by heart no more. If we do, it's only a handful.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take that in consideration on top of multiple number changes in the course of a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How accessible are you to friends and family?
I didn't.
Not very at all. You know what I mean? So in the event you needed to get in contact with them, or they needed to get in contact with you, it really wasn't feasible.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I currently did like a number change, man. I had a number for
Yeah,
like,
you did.
I did, yeah. I had that number for like, man, it had to be about 20. Yeah. But I just wanted to get away from it. It was a hometown. Turn a new leaf. And it's still, I can still like, meet somebody and I'll be like, oh, I didn't give you a new number,
Yeah.
So it's tough. So it's definitely difficult.
It's one of those things when you're in a domestic violence, the struggles of the triggers, the struggles of the PTSD, the healing process. And what I mean by that is if you don't get true healing. I was fortunate enough, and I'm telling you it's by the grace of God, because I prayed, I fasted, and I prayed, and I asked God, I said, I need a way out. And I'm going to tell you my way out, because he told me to go and pay on the mortgage at the Western Union. For whatever reason, of course, the house wasn't in his name. It was in his sister's name. Late, whatever, I wasn't privy to that. Went to Western Union to paid it. They called me and they said, Sarah, you need to come and pick up the money that you paid. And I was like, why? They're not accepting it at this time. The mortgage people. And I said, well, the mortgage is not in my name. They was like, but you brought the money. Your name is on the slip. And I was like, okay. I said, let me ask you this. Can I cash this money that I get the check, because it was so large, it was like $4,500. They had to make out a check. I said, can I cash it while I'm there and get it? It was like, yeah. I was like, I said, okay. So went there, handled my business. I called my supervisor that worked for me. I said, this is what I need you to do, because during that same week, when you fast and pray, God moves fast. During that same week, he came home really intoxicated. And in the process of hitting me, he hit my 10-month-old son. And I said, you can hit on me all day long, but not my kids. All of this happened in the same week. And her name was Brenda, she says, I will pick you up as if you're going to work. He went out of town. You're going to stay with me for a couple of days? I'm going to take you to the police station. Because I had bruises. My son had bruises. Had to take pictures. And I was able to get the protective order. Stayed there for 2 weeks. He was able, trying to find out where I was. I got on a plane, came to Houston. My protective order was changed over. And that was the beginning of my out. Yeah. So, and then, like I said, like the healing process, if you're not really healed, that same characteristic, that same demon that chased you is going to be in the next person you meet. And that's what happened to me over and over. And that's when I said another form of abuse is spiritual. Spiritual abuse.
Man, just hearing spiritual abuse, it does a number for me, man. Somebody that can use the sense of faith as a weapon. Right.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I mean, I would love to.
Yeah.
Be on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, it's one of those things when they'll use a scripture, they'll use a church, they'll say this. well, according to the Bible, this was this. According to this and this is what you're supposed to do. And it's just like you being in a relationship or you being in a marriage, because yes, that was another demon that I came across. I'm like doing what I need to do. I'm doing my lives. I'm doing this. Putting the word of God out. And I got this person that I'm thinking was doing the right thing. And as soon as after that camera shut off, it was like, who are you? So I searched out for counseling. I searched out, I have a pastor that I reached out to that I saw her at a conference. Her name is Pastor DJ, Demetra Jackson. And she had a class, it was called Sit to Heal. And I was like, sit to heal. Okay, I said, I'm gonna try it. Because when I went and seen her at the conference, I said, God, I don't know what's gonna happen. I said, but I got to meet this lady. I didn't get her information, but she happened to come across Facebook Live and saying that she was doing her first class, Sit to Heal. I said, wow. And that's how my healing process started. Because the triggers that this last relationship brought from the first, I was breaking out in hives. Didn't know why. I'm thinking it's food I ate. It's your body reacting.
You're chasing something totally aside from what the core root and problem was. Mm-hmm. It's exhausting your energy and resources and something else. Lo and behold, it's your pillow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had mentioned, feeling the need to seek counseling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an advocate for that too. I'm an advocate for all forms of counseling, be it in the form of another companion, professional, or a recreation source.
Mm-hmm.
Having experienced number of traumas in my time, from a domestic violence standpoint, as well as traumas outside of that, I've really devoted myself to the counseling that has worked for me my entire life. And that'd be art. That's art.
Hey, this is Sarah. Stay tuned for part 2. But in the meantime, in between time, save your dates. June 3rd, I'm having a pop-up for Kina Bella at Mod Chic in Sugar Land. And don't forget, Houston, it is the HBCU Block Party Juneteenth weekend here in Houston. You don't want to miss that. And last but not least, in September, I'm having my conference for Fasting and Prayer Revolution for domestic violence and mental health and mental illness. So stay tuned. Can't wait to see you guys.